On the third week of Pat Smith's Our Pat gave to me. Studio Ghibli movie. 2 movies if you kind of think about it in a weird way. In any Twilight movie. I did it right the first time this time.
I'm like so proud.
No actual takes. That was the first take. That was incredible.
That was real, and I forgot about it until like 2 minutes ago. That was just straight off the dome.
I completely forgot about it too.
Yeah, Sammy, I like that you saying like, "Hey, no additional takes." Really made it sound like it took Caleb a couple tries. That's not what you were going for. But to me, you were like, "Yeah, just first try."
Yeah, that wasn't your 50th take.
That wasn't. No, Caleb did it right.
Listeners, they're trying to spread lies about me. Do not listen to this fake news.
Welcome to the fake news house.
It's a psychobilly freakout.
Okay, we're going to take the Tucker Carlson approach to Junk House. If you can listen and genuinely think we are to be listened to, that's on you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're an idiot for that, and I'm not going to pretend you're not.
We are in the 3rd week of Robert Pattinson month, aka July. Not that next July will also be Robert Pattinson month. It'll be a different person.
In my heart. Instead of 4th of July, it's 4th of Robert Pattinson. I'm changing the month to Robert Pattinson.
Something tells me Robert Pattinson would be happy about it. Something tells me that Robert Pattinson would be happy about that.
May, June, Robert Pattinson, August, September.
We watched The Boy in the Heron, directed by Hayao Miyazaki.
We watched The Heron Boy. What a little weirdo.
This is a weird one.
This is a weird one. Even for Robert. He's a freak. He's a dude. But this cast, maybe the most stacked cast so far. Is that crazy?
Agreed. Big time agree.
Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe, Christian Bale,
Mark Hamill, Florence Pugh.
Like, this is a stacked dub cast.
And they all did, honestly, really good. Because...
Whoa.
Oh, and Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista was a Parakeet King.
Karen Fukuhara.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, she's like a main person. Yeah.
Okay.
She's Lady Amy.
Wow. The thing with voice acting is if you do it right, people don't just know. In my mind,
yes.
Like whenever you hear a voice actor, and it's one thing to know their styles, but like when Chris Pratt was Mario, there was no voice acting. That was just acting.
That was Chris Pratt.
So I think it's a badge of pride that I didn't catch that these people were playing these.
And I mean, even to be real with y'all, if it was not so well documented that Robert Pattinson played the Grey Heron, I would not know.
Would not have known.
There's one line that sounds like Robert Pattinson.
Which line? Because I didn't catch any hint of R-Pat in this.
It's a throwaway line where like his actual voice kind of slips through. Like a lot of voice actors, there's just like something you say, you know. And this might be just because I've watched a lot of Robert Pattinson. But also to be fair, at this point, my brain cannot hear Mark Hamill and not know it's Mark Hamill.
Right.
Very true.
Or I feel like it's similar with like Matt Mercer for a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe, I instantly caught.
Yeah. Like you and I didn't catch it was Willem Dafoe, but the voice was familiar. And then I was like, oh, that makes sense. That was Willem Dafoe. And it's like with some voice actors, they're so good at what they do that you learn their styles. And then it's about listening to them do cool stuff. And it's the same with a lot of actors, like Pedro Pascal. He's gotten to the point where it's like, it's always delightful, but when I watch him, I'm thinking that's Pedro, and I'm watching Pedro do good acting, not that I'm like watching the character, but that's just because I'm so familiar with seeing him.
Yeah. Other than The Mandalorian, when you didn't know it was him for the entire first season.
Nah, I knew that was him. I knew it was him the whole time. I was
Oh.
looking at that mask and I said, that's Pedro.
I've never
didn't.
watched beyond the first episode of Mandalorian, and I think I'm okay keeping it that way.
It's pretty good, honestly. I liked the first season.
The first season is very good.
Period.
Can I tell you a little secret? Can I tell you a little secret? Can y'all come close for a little secret? That the rest of the internet, some people might shoot me for. I don't like Star Wars. I don't think it's that good. Like any of them.
I think that's fair.
Is this the ep where we light the world on fire with our opinion?
I think it is. I mean,
think so.
I'm sitting back.
You
I'm
have an
chilling.
opinion. You
I'm
have an
chilling. I
opinion
don't
that's
have-
more relevant. So maybe we can hear you out.
Well, let me
Okay.
agree with you first, Caleb.
Okay.
Whoa! The world's
The
exploding!
podcast is
Oh my
destructing.
god!
It's a category 9 anger cane. So with Star Wars is me with a lot of like MCU, right?
Okay.
There was a
Mhm.
stretch for a long time where I was fully on board and think it was wonderful because the heart was in it and I could feel the heart.
Right.
And it got to a point where I felt like the heart got lost and it was just about fan service and making the thing and referencing yourself.
Yeah.
And when you get to that point, that's where MCU lost me. That's where Star Wars lost me. So it's like, I think original Star Wars stuff, great. Do I think it's like the end all be all best thing ever? No.
The Star Wars media that's good now is the video games. You can tell the people really care about it. Like the it's the one before Jedi. I think it's Jedi Fallen Order. It's the kind of Dark Souls-esque one that goes into extended universe stuff. It talks about like the Sith witches. That was always a really cool part of stuff. Like that goes into the more interesting, and you can tell that the people care about Star Wars. But the sequels were literally reference machines. As somebody who literally just watched all 9 of them with Fielding recently, like the sequels are just reference machines and being like, hey, look, it's Chewbacca. He didn't die.
Farming.
We pretend like
farming
he's
nostalgia.
dead, but
I think part of my problem with Star Wars is it's a similar thing to like I love the game Undertale, but I would not call myself an Undertale fan because there is a part of the Undertale fan base that I'm like, I do not want to be associated with
It's the Rick and
that
Morty
level.
problem.
It's the Rick and
Yeah.
Morty problem. Yeah, it's exactly like that.
1,000,000%.
And like
Yeah.
with Star Wars, there is this part of the fan base that if you imply that something wasn't planned in advance, they will shoot you with a gun. And
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm like, I've gotten so fed up with that now I'm like, I just do not want to entertain Star Wars.
No one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. I've said it before. I'll say
Yep.
it forever.
Yeah.
I'm going to compare Star Wars to Harry Potter.
Okay.
In the regard that what it is as a story is good and fun and worthwhile and full of wonder. But where I'm really comparing it is J.K. Rowling was clearly making stuff up between books and playing it by ear and having a good time. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's absurd to approach her and ask her questions like she's Brandon Sanderson, who legitimately thought of everything before writing the book.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's
Or
the
even-
same with Star
yeah.
Wars, where Star Wars was just fun and whimsy, and then it eventually developed a canon and lore. But people took a thing that was not that deep and made it really deep, and that's fun and that's cool. But at the same time, like, I think it was kind of better off when it was just whimsy
Mm-hmm.
and letting
Fair.
it be a wondrous thing.
I mean, even similar in thought. There is like Sammy and I love One Piece. That is well documented. But like, there is a group of One Piece fans that think Oda has planned every turn from the beginning, and then there's those of us that know that like there are some
He's
important characters. Like he's a human, and that also like literally. Cordell, you know, there's a time skip in One Piece. During that time skip, there was a break in the manga, and during that, Oda created all of these brand new characters that people are like, I can't believe he planned Trafalgar Law from the beginning, or Eustace Kid, or all these people that are part of what's called the worst generation. And Oda has openly been like, I did not plan them. I came up with them in about a week, and I thought they sounded cool, so I put them in, and then the fans really liked them, so I kept putting them in. That's it.
I think we need to develop more appreciation for the process of storytelling as fans. Fans like really like the stories they consume, but there is the idea that the author is only respectable if they pre-plan and know everything and it's all intentional. And that kind of chokes out the ability for art to be spontaneous and emergent. And it's like they're like I'm listening to Brandon Sanderson's lecture series because that's free professional level like content delivery, and I want to write one day.
Mm-hmm.
And like he talks about outlining versus discovery writing, and how there are people who prefer to outline a lot and then write, and people who prefer to write and see what happens. But at the end of the day, he makes it a strong point. Everyone's a discovery writer.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you outline, there's a point where when you outline, you don't have everything written, and the outline can and will change. And some people, like Stephen King, is famous as a discovery writer. He will start with an idea and just see what happens to the story and the characters. And it's like the idea that Oda, while clearly very good at what he does, had to have planned it all out perfectly to be worthy of respect is absurd.
It's crazy. And like, I mean, like, George Lucas alone is the master of missed connections. And what I mean by that is Darth Maul was pretty cool, right? And then he gets immediately killed, and then they go, no, he's only in the extended universe. General Grievous, that guy was supposed to be really cool. He's literally a Jedi hunter, like used to be kind of humanoid, but now he's fully robot. And then in the movie they go, he's just gonna like have a lung condition now and like not really do anything.
Yeah. And it's just funny. Like, art is funny, and the more we give it room to be made by imperfect people. And now listen, there are masterpieces. There are perfectly planned, finely tuned, detailed works.
The Boy and the Heron.
The Boy and the Heron.
But even then, art is meant to thrive and to change and to grow and to be. And so I don't know. I like Star Wars as a golly. I like Star Wars as a thing that can like be fun and silly and space cowboys basically. Like it was not that deep. But now you can't tell a Star Wars story without it having to feel incredibly resonant and deep. But I would love to be able to consume like Star Wars media that is completely in some other corner of the galaxy. Unaffiliated with any of the politics and drama and Skywalkers, not even the Force. Just like exploring the world. Give me a random xenobotanist on a planet learning about sentient trees in the Star Wars canon, and I'll love it. Because you've got a rich world that is allowed to invent things on the fly, and you should take advantage of that, maybe.
Yeah. But should we do a rundown of The Boy and the Heron? Like, the story and...
I mean, yeah, there's this boy.
There's a heron.
It's kind of... There's a heron. So, like, okay. Boy...
It's like a bird?
Boy's mother dies tragically
in a fire. important.
In a
Yeah, it's
fire.
fire. In a beautiful animation sequence.
Honestly, listeners, if you haven't watched this movie, even if you don't like Studio Ghibli, which is totally fine if you don't, watch this for the animation sequences, because some of these are like just the most breathtaking works of art. It's so good. Oh, yeah.
It's kind of an Alice in Wonderland story. We'll just go with that. It's like, so
Yeah.
mother dies, moves in with dad and new mother, who is also his aunt. And he gets sent to another world. He meets his heron, who is played by Robert Pattinson, who turns out to be kind of just like this little guy that's inside of a heron fly suit. Kind of crazy,
Yes.
kind of spooky.
I think he's both. I think he is a heron and a guy.
Heron man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially,
There's old
so, okay,
ladies. There's old ladies.
The towers from space?
The towers from essentially, okay, here's the thing with Studio Ghibli movies. The plot is almost irrelevant. Like, in my opinion, Studio Ghibli movies are best when you look at them as a message that has very pretty art, and that's it. And there happens to be cool characters conveying the message. I had a really good friend once tell me that, like, because I watched Spirited Away, which is another great Studio Ghibli movie, and I did not understand it at first. And I had them explain it was like, Studio Ghibli movies tell stories the way children do. It's not always in order. It sidetracks itself a lot, and it's mystical beyond belief because it's just all over the place. And I think that's really important for The Boy and the Heron, especially.
Have you ever seen The Wind Rises?
Yes.
Okay, The Wind Rises is a Ghibli movie that is kind of the antithesis of the things you just said.
Oh, yeah.
It's about Hayao's parents. And it's kind of like his dad was a airplane engineer, if I'm remembering correctly. And so like a lot of even in this, The Boy and the Heron, the dad is like works at a factory and that makes airplane parts for Japanese during World War II. And so that The Wind Rises, like you can kind of see a little bit of the ties because it's way more down to earth though. It's also just a beautiful and sad movie because of course during World War II, not all the best stuff happened anywhere in the world. So that might be sad.
Even I mean, Wind Also Rises is a wonderful movie that, like you said, Hayao Miyazaki like openly has said that that's kind of based off his childhood. He's also said that The Boy and the Heron is pretty openly based off elements of his life, including the heron is actually his depiction and like artistic representation of his longtime biggest collaborator for the movies. Because apparently he would want to do all these like grand mystical tales, and then his partner would come in and be like, please, we got to make this palatable for people.
What's not palatable about whimsy?
And that's
Okay, is it time?
It's time.
I think it's time.
I am beginning to think that I don't like Studio Ghibli movies.
Okay.
Ghibli or Ghibli?
Rundown.
Is that
I say Ghibli.
I've heard it both ways.
Ghibli? Okay, I don't know that I like them.
Rundown which ones you've seen. So on the record,
I've seen Boy and the Heron,
Banger.
Ponyo.
Okay.
I started Howl's Moving Castle and fell asleep.
Okay.
Started Kiki's Delivery Service, fell asleep. And that's my experience. I can't remember if I slept through Ponyo or not.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is you have watched the most basic of the Ghibli movies and have fallen asleep, which is understandable. But what I'm saying is when you're getting into Porco Rosso,
That I was literally about to say maybe we need to get
you're
you on
not
Porco
falling
Rosso.
asleep. And that feels like a Cordell vibe.
And so knowing that like these movies aren't all the same, right? Let me get into what is kind of not worked for me, and you can point me in the right direction. Maybe it's Porco Rosso. But like they feel like beautiful, like they feel like beautiful bags of air. Like
Okay.
Like it's gorgeous. The art is incredible. It's soothing. It's nice. It's pretty. I can hear the themes and the melodies, and I get the story you're telling me. The thing you're trying to evoke, I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm here for an hour and a half, 2 hours without much going on. And that is just what it has felt like of like, no, I get that like there's something happening, but the plots don't feel like plots. It feels like it's just pretty, and I'm not getting any heft to it, and I have the hardest time staying engaged.
So I have one question, and then I think I have some suggestions, and Sammy, please feel free to correct me or chime in. Are you okay being really sad? Like,
yeah.
Devastated.
I gotta know going into it that I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would highly recommend, and I'm talking like you're going to think about this and you're going to curse me for suggesting this level of sad, okay?
Okay.
Grave of the Fireflies.
Okay.
That is about a boy and his sister trying to survive during World War II.
Oh, okay.
Incredibly sad. Has one of I'm not joking, the most devastating shots of any animation I've ever seen. Like,
dang.
So, and plot, like it is following kids, but it is a plot that it is hard. It is hard to deal with.
I think also what you are gonna want to do if you are interested in trying is going for the Ghibli movies that were directed by Isao Takahata. So Miyazaki is the very, very well-known one, and the one that does a lot of the super fantastical Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, which I think you might like. That's really about technology versus nature, and like that's also a very good one. But like Isao made like Only Yesterday, which is also a very grounded, very
I think Grave of the Fireflies was his.
Also Grave of the Fireflies I'm looking at.
Grave of the Fireflies. He also did Pompoko, which is also just ridiculous and about like tanukis, and they do actually use their balls to fly in the movie, so
good.
We love it. But I think there are a few Miyazakis that you might vibe with. Like, okay, Takahata made My Neighbors the Yamadas, which is one of my favorite anime movies of all time. You probably won't like it because it has no plots, and it's a series of vignettes of like slice of life about these weirdo neighbors. You might like it, but it's not the Ghibli that we're describing that you would like. If that makes sense.
And to talk about Boy and the Heron specifically, to pull this into like the movie that kind of made me feel this way, is that in the beginning, it had me, right? Like this kid's mom is dead. He's in this new place. It felt very much in a lot of ways like the beginning of like Chronicles of Narnia, like Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. War, I'm displaced. I'm in a new place. I'm grieving. And then also there is this magical realm kind of blurring into my life. And I get sucked into it, right? Like whenever he's the heron is taunting him and trying to get him to follow, loved it. Whenever he's exploring and about to go into the tower and gets pulled out, loved it. Mom, like, Aunt goes in the tower, is lost, awesome. They get into the tower, his mom thing melts, and then he shoots the heron, and then the tower master's like, well, you're his guide now. Awesome, everything up till there, awesome. And then they fall through the floor, and I'm watching a completely different movie that has a completely different, feels like a different sensibility, feels like it's about different things. It feels like it's like it just, everything suddenly shifted. And from there on, I had the hardest time staying engaged with the plot because it felt like it just dragged to a halt and just did a little swirly swirl, like feeling its things and doing its stuff. Like, I don't know. It lost me and I couldn't get it back.
I think that's also a really interesting thing because I think I liked that feeling in this movie because to me, The Boy and the Heron at its core is about growing up. And that feeling of having the floor pulled out from under you and being thrust into a world that in most people's experiences, you're not prepared for. You're not really taught how to deal with a lot of the actual things you need to do as an adult, or even as a young adult. And so I get why you didn't. I get why you didn't like it because it is a hard shift in the movie. But I think when I was like researching what Miyazaki wanted to be saying with the movie, and he was like, "Yeah, this is about growing up, and this is about that feeling." I was like, that made it make more sense to me why it was such a hard tonal shift.
Right, and it's like a lot of the stuff. On the, like, in theory, I like the idea that he spends most of the movie, because time is weird in the tower, and he spends most of the movie exploring the tower with his mom as a child.
Yeah. Our second time travel movie.
Yeah. Like, we did another time travel. But it's like the idea that he's getting to know his mom as a child, and she, knowing she's going to die, goes into her life gleeful because she loves the boy her son's going to be. Like, beautiful. The idea that he gets to know his aunt and all these, like, people in his world and life, like, that's great. The idea even that, like, there's kind of this Willy Wonka thing going on where the Tower Master's like, my person in my bloodline needs to take over. Are you gonna do this? And he's uncertain whether he wants to or not, and what that means for him or not. Like, in theory, so much of it really works for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm watching 15 scenes of parakeets being beautifully animated, and I'm just not here. Like, I'm just gone. I don't know. It just, like, everything about these movies seems like it should be screaming my name. And then I just get lost. Like, I really, like, it feels like I should love these things, and in my experience, I've just not been able to get engaged, and I don't know what it is.
I think that's fair. And I think you might have just been accidentally hitting the ones that don't vibe with you as well as some of the other ones would. Because again, Princess Mononoke is a Miyazaki specific one that I feel like you might vibe with.
Yeah.
Also, we mentioned it earlier. I think you would really mess with Porco Rosso. That is like Miyazaki, honestly, at his funniest in a not funny way. Like, it's not, I would not necessarily call it a comedy, but like, it is Miyazaki at his funniest, 100%.
Yeah, it's literally a World War I pilot, Italian World War I pilot that, like, his face is just a pig.
Yeah.
And he, like, doesn't like fascists. One of my favorite lines in the movie is, like,
better a pig than a fascist.
Yeah, better be a pig. I'd rather be a pig than a fascist.
Yeah.
And it's great. And there's some sick, that one you go in knowing that it's gonna kind of be, you need to kind of go in being like, okay, it's mostly for the cool airplane fights.
Yeah.
and hating fascists.
And
Michael
maybe-
Keaton as a pig.
Awesome. Maybe what doesn't work for me is a little bit like Caleb kind of said, there's a different storytelling sensibility going on in these movies. Like, and you know how like American comedy and British comedy feel different because British comedy is like, well, I'm going to make a joke, but I don't actually care that much if you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just going to be humorous and witty and I'm going to do my thing. And if you're here, that's great. And it feels like maybe some of this is like the Japanese sensibility around storytelling and themes and whimsy may just be more of a meditation approach and less of a tell a story approach. And maybe I'm coming at these movies with the idea that there's going to be a plot that grabs me. And when it doesn't, I'm disappointed. Rather than just going in with the idea that I'm going to sit with an idea in a beautiful setting and just see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I whenever I watch a specifically Miyazaki movie, I'm not looking for a plot. I'm looking and I'm trying to think, what am I supposed to be learning from this movie instead?
I mean, it's like pretty
all
colors.
of them have something. Yeah. Like, what am I
Most of the
learning?
time I
And
just like
they're
pretty
pretty colors. But also, like, yeah. Because, like, to touch on some of the ones you've mentioned, like Howl's Moving Castle, it's like the message of like some love is so strong that it can transcend time.
Yeah.
Or Spirited Away, where it's like a familial bond can be that strong. And like that is the whole thing.
Porco
it's just-
Rosso. You're
Fuck
big.
fascists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually very relevant to today, and it was made over 20 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah. 92, I think, is when it was released in the US. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
so.
I think so. But yeah,
yeah.
no.
For me,
Yeah, no,
a Ghibli lover, Boy and the Heron got a 4.5 stars. I openly wept during this movie, though. So
I gave it a flat 4.
I
think it's pretty good.
I don't know how to give a movie that isn't for me a score fairly, right? I think it's beautiful and awesome, but it's just not for me. So part of me is like, what if I
That's fair.
abstain from scoring it because like I'm not the audience? But the other part of me is like, just looking at what it wanted to do, I think it was successful at it. I don't know. Just don't know.
I think that's fair.
Gut feeling, what would you rank it?
4.
Okay.
I feel like on my gut, I do feel a little bit that the story it was setting up that I really loved got lost. So I don't know that I'd give it a 5.
Okay.
But I do think it's beautiful in the style, well made. I think it was successful. I got how the theme stuck with it, but it became a story I didn't sign up for. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think 4 probably.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Very
honestly,
fair.
a perfect way, because the next week's is 100% your vibe. And
Yeah.
I don't know if is it one you've already seen?
I have, but it's been a couple years, so I'm going to be able to come at it fresh.
Okay. But most importantly, how do you think Robert did in this movie? That's the whole point of this month.
5 stars.
He was 5
yeah.
stars.
Acting incredible. You couldn't, like you said earlier, could not tell it was him, which is incredible.
He has like joined the ranks of actors who can also voice act really well, which is like very few. So I just
actually not an easy transition.
No.
No, because it's two different. It's two different styles. It's two different muscles that you have to flex. So
Yeah.
And dubbing too, on top of all of that,
Mhm.
yes,
which is another a separate voice acting muscle on top of all of that.
Ooh, yeah.
it's kind of
5 out of
I saw it
5.
on TikTok. It's like TikTok a while ago where it's like there's 3 types of voice actors. One that you hear it and you know it's them because they only use their voice, like Chris Pratt. It's like you hear it and you're like, that's Chris Pratt. There's voice actors where they act and you have no clue it was them because that voice is so completely different from everything else they've done. And then there's the voice actors that a little bit of them is always there.
Yeah.
Matt Mercer, where it's like you hear it and you're like, I know that's Matt Mercer.
Yeah. And just like with acting, there's nothing wrong with any of these approaches.
Yeah.
Right.
Except
like
for
that-
if you're Chris Pratt. So
gotta be
listen,
Chris
Chris, Mr. Chris Pratt, if you will,
Pratty baby.
Stop doing
I'm
these
gonna-
voice acting things. You
You know
did good
what?
once.
I'm gonna give a counterpoint. Just a rebuttal.
Okay.
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 You're gonna read the butt.
I'm gonna read a butt. Who?
Me.
This is me actually forgetting his name. There was a very, very famous actor in like the 40s, 50s, incredible dancer, triple threat,
So it's like
sang
Gene Kelly?
Gene Kelly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's who I'm talking about. Let me look him up before I get into my rebuttal.
Isn't there a
Yeah,
Gene Kelly's
Gene
like
Kelly.
singing in the rain and
Uh-huh. Your Gene Kellys of the world. There was another guy. Super wonderful. I can't. Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly, those guys.
Yeah.
Back in. So rebuttal. I think there is room in art and performance for people who are one tricks. For people
Yeah.
who bring the same character to everything they do because it's worth coming to. Like, and some classics, Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. Every movie those men ever made was just a vehicle for them to be them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a modern example of that I don't enjoy personally, but people still keep showing up for is Johnny Depp. Ever since Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean, he's been bringing just Johnny to every role he does. That is not wrong, but it's not for me. And I think Chris Pratt just brings Chris Pratt to every role he does. Jack Black brings Jack Black to every role he does. Like there is an element of like some performers just bring them and get roles for them. I think Chris Pratt gets more buck than anything because he's a little too vocal about his own personal views and because he's been doing it in roles where it shouldn't be done, like Mario.
Exactly.
I think that's the issue. It's less that I'm mad at Chris Pratt. It's more that I'm upset with people that keep casting him for roles that do not need Chris Pratt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like
I
with
just-
the Gene Kelly movies, those are all roles written for him. You know?
Yes. Yeah. I just wanted to make that distinction because it's easy when you're talking about people like Chris Pratt to make it sound like there's no room for an actor to just bring themselves and be good at doing it.
Yeah.
But there's
Mhm.
clearly a lot of room for it. Sometimes you want a performer because that's them. Like Christopher Walken's not bringing anything new to any of his roles, but we sit down and shut up for Christopher Walken every time because he's an icon and you put him for him to be him.
Slight spoiler
Okay.
for Dune Part 2, which Cordell, I believe you have not seen, right?
I haven't seen any of the Dunes yet. I've been on a big reading kick, so once I finish the little series on, I think I'm picking up Dune. I'm doing some schlocky sci-fi to get back into it, then I'm going to do Dune.
Schlocky slosh. Sorry.
Well, I'm reading John Scalzi, who's like a good writer, but he's not a heavy hitter. Like he's just writing fun stuff,
Fair.
and I'm having fun.
Also, real quick addition to the actor thing, just to say it, And that's why we do Robert Pattinson month, because Robert Pattinson is flexible. He's not a one-trick pony. And that's why we do a month about him.
I don't think we could ever do a Jack Black month, to be real with y'all.
No.
Love the dude. Love some movies he's been in.
Right.
I know.
Well, respectfully, that's why I'm not going to ever want to do a Nick Cage month.
Yeah.
We had the debate, and that was worth looking at, but like, he's the same guy. There's no range to explore and talk about.
I'll figure out a way to make y'all watch Vampires Kiss and us talk about it.
I've already seen it. I don't
I'll make you watch it again.
But the like essentially Emperor of the Universe in Dune Part 2 is portrayed by Christopher Walken.
He deserves it. He should.
And he does 100%. Like Denis Villeneuve knew what he was doing when he casted that. But
100%.
Prior to the movie, I was like, I don't think Christopher Walken is going to do anything new for this role, even though it's super important. And then I walked out of the movie and I was like, he didn't do anything new for that role. And it was absolutely perfect. It was so perfect.
It was
really
pretty good.
I really thought for a second you were going to tell me that he did something new.
No, here you are. Lisa al-Gaib. Like, that's exactly what you get. Like, you don't get anything new from Walken on that. Like, he's in there, scared of the Gom Jabbar. Like, that's just what we... Like, everything you'd expect for him to say is said.
Hey, that's a big worm.
Do you want to hear a random funny story I heard about that man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So he only watches like the stuff he's in if they put it on a DVD and give it to him.
Honestly, I
do the same
respect
thing.
it. I respect it.
Love it. He has not watched any Severance at all because they like apparently they even gave him multiple DVDs, but he has just kind of refused to watch Severance. He's in Severance, spoiler. A random like on the Severance like press tour that he was on, he got the like second half of the second season completely spoiled to him accidentally by an interviewer because he just hadn't watched it. They were explaining a scene and he was like, "What scene?" He was like, "But you were in it, like, you know what?" He was like, "What happened?"
That's bold of you to assume that Christopher Walken is mentally present for any performance he's giving at any moment.
Fair.
I will say, I would be okay doing a Christopher Walken month because not because I think he brings anything new, but because young Christopher Walken is a very different experience movie-wise than old Christopher Walken.
He also has kind of the Nicolas Cage treatment where he is in such different types of movies. Like we could watch Pulp Fiction. We could watch that one ping pong movie, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't he in that one crazy
Balls of
weird
Fury? You're right.
So
yeah, we could watch anything.
I'm not saying we do a Christopher Walken month. But if we did, we have to watch Hairspray. We have to watch Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
Yes.
We have to watch Ants. With a Z.
He's a voice in Ants?
Yes, he is. He's Colonel Cutter.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Isn't that the bad guy?
Maybe.
Or one of them? I don't know.
And then I think
Catch Me If You Can. Like,
oh yeah. If we were to do him, there is enough variety, and that's an argument you could make for Nick Cage. In my mind, I would rather do an unofficial watch and chat for one of the movies before I dedicate a month to sitting in, you know?
But I think
100%.
Here is my argument for why not Nick Cage and why Christopher Walken, even though they are similar. Christopher Walken, you only need one scene of him for it to become a Christopher Walken movie. Like, Catch Me If You Can, he is on screen for like 5 minutes total, if that. And yet, in my mind, that is a quintessential Christopher Walken movie. Nicolas Cage, if he's on screen for 5 minutes, I'm not thinking of it as a Nicolas Cage movie. It's because I need a lot of him, you know?
So a little
Also, has
goes a
there
long way.
been any movies that he's been in shorter than 20 minutes?
Superman. No, not Superman. The Flash. Whenever he did that cameo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess that counts. Sorry for interrupting you, Cordell.
I would want us to do 7 Psychopaths if we were doing a walk-in month, though.
Oh,
Y'all
that'd be
seen
so
that
fun.
movie?
That'd be so fun.
Walk-in month just sounds great. You could be just taking a walk. You don't have to
You
watch
could convince me to do a walk-in month, but we already have, listeners, we have the next 2 monthly movie madnesses pre-planned. We don't have the exact lists yet, but we know what we're doing for the next 2 of these.
We know the themes.
And we've already discussed how we're going to track points and all that jazz. So it's going to be no, we know the 3. We know the next 3.
Oh, like, you're right.
We've got through the end of the year figured out. So we'll see what we're feeling after. When 2026 rolls around, I may be in a place to take a little walk.
Yeah. February,
you may be down for walking about.
I think taking the month of romance of love and watching Christopher Walken films could be enticing to me.
That'd be so funny.
Or are we not to throw it out there already?
No, I like
we
this.
do our friend a favor? We give Hugh Grant Lover what they've been looking for and do a whole month of
my
spend
gosh.
the month of love loving Hugh Grant.
And he's in
he's in a lot of
mostly romance movies, right?
Yes,
a majority of his things.
Good amount. He's in a good amount. If we do Hugh Grant, I'm so serious. It is required that we watch Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves because that movie kicks ass.
Also, one of us needs to reach out to Hugh Grant Lover 69 and see if they want to be on the podcast. I don't think they will, but that would be so funny.
Or
if we can get like a written letter from them to read out, I would be happy.
If we did a Hugh Grant month, I would really, really, really want to do Heretic.
Ooh, yes. Okay, yeah. That's 2 very different genres already as well. So that would be
Heretic, Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, honestly, the Pirates Band of Misfits.
Which one's that one? What is that?
That's the Aardman film that he was in. Do y'all remember that?
Oh yeah, I love Aardman. Shout out Aardman. Shout out Mudo Fuiken.
He plays
Wawes and Guame. I love Aardman.
He plays like the main pirate in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I also think we either need to do like a Bridget Jones or a Notting Hill.
Maybe a Notting Hill?
Okay. So we get a good variety because there is a good variety to Hugh Grant. And then as a special, the shortest month of the year needs the most packed movie madness. I say we force Caleb Burley to rewatch Wonka.
Oh my God. That would be great. Because I think that has been Caleb's meter for the worst movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
No, Breaking Dawn Part 2 is the worst movie ever.
Second worst is we could make Caleb
Wonka's
rewatch
still the
Wonka.
meter. Yeah.
Wonka is the barometer by which all movies are judged. Yes.
Yeah.
and I think saying, hey, listen, we love Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant's best work was as the Oompa Loompa in Wonka. His absolute magnum opus, Heretic Who? It's the Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompa Diggity Doo.
It's not that you're wrong. It's that you're wrong and it hurts to hear you say it out loud. But looking at all the Hugh Grant movies, there's a lot of them to watch. So I can speed through manga and get through a ton of these to get the bad taste out of my mouth.
True and fair.
Wait, no way. How is Hugh Grant listed as a cast member in Monty Python's Meaning of Life? I would love to force y'all. It's on his Google list.
I love that movie.
I love that movie too. I wonder if he maybe did like a bit part as like one of the children in Every Sperm is Sacred or something. Cordell, have you seen Meaning of Life?
No.
There is a musical number called Every Sperm is Sacred that is about how at that time Catholic people were not allowed to wear condoms. And so that's basically it. It's just ragging on that.
Got it.
It is very good.
We did talk on here about what the next movie month, right?
We
mentioned it.
We mentioned it as a possibility.
We decided what September would be on air. We decided it would be Jim Henson.
Jimmy and the Hensons.
Do we want to spend a few minutes pitching movies we would like to watch?
I kind of do. We got 1 week left of our Pats month, and I think there's going to be a lot to talk about with Lighthouse.
Yeah, let's go ahead and say next week is Lighthouse.
Yeah,
featuring Robbie and Willem Dafoe, who actually collab a lot and because they're great together. Okay.
So Lighthouse, and then we will take the first week of August and go through and tally up points and discuss every other RPATS movie we consume.
Bet.
Right? That's what we had talked about. We didn't want to cram it all into the last week.
So because it'll be it'll be the 1st of August when the episode comes out that we wrap up Robert month basically.
Got it.
Yeah, next week Lighthouse, the 1st of August episode is going to be wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then in September we will be doing Jim Henson properties. And then, just so y'all know, October, we will be doing a back-to-back monthly movie madness, and that'll be in a collaboration with Cordell's Oktoberfest. And then we'll take a month break, come back in for December, and then we'll get back on that every other month schedule, because doing the even months of the year allows us to do Oktoberfest and Christmas every year. Whereas on the odd months, we would have had to do this weird staggering. So this is our like pivot point getting into the every other month and keeping it on the evens, because that lets us do the big holidays.
Yeah. And you're going to get 2 months in a row. So
yeah. And everybody loves Oktoberfest more than life. We all know that.
Yeah. So here are some of my pitches for movies we should watch that are the Jim Henson ones.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it would be, honestly, an absolute crime to not do the original Muppet movie.
I was going to say that. We got to do the 1979 Muppet movie.
True.
I say we do The Labyrinth or The Dark Crystal. I don't think we need both. I adore Labyrinth as one of my favorite movies ever. So that's my pitch of the two. But I could, because I want to get into the like creepier side of the puppetry, which we could also do The Witches.
Yeah, that's true.
The Witches.
Perhaps Mirror Mask. I don't know, but my personal preference would be Labyrinth.
I think if we did original Muppets, I almost think we could do both Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. That might be stretching it.
Okay, let's get an idea then. instead of just looking and throwing out movie names, what do we want to capture with each week we do? 4 movies, 4 weeks. What different aspects of Jim Henson are we looking to get? Because I think the first week when we're talking about doing the OG Muppets movie, I think that is just the fact that Muppets are so synonymous, and getting the Muppets humor, the Muppets whimsy, the joy. I think that's what we're doing in the first week, is seeing the fun, whimsy, joy.
I think if we did
joy.
that, and then the focus on his storytelling, which is why I think Labyrinth.
Okay.
And then even like getting into Dark Crystal separately as like the dark side, the darker feel of Jim Henson. Because like, I think people think of him as like a kid's entertainer, when it's just like, no, he was just a really good storyteller and happened to be very good at puppets. And
I can see that. What if the idea is, rather than like storytelling and then Dark Side, we do like, I think Dark Crystal is an incredibly world-built film.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows just how much you can do. Like, I think Dark Crystal, if anything, shows off what the practical effects of the Jim Henson Company can really do if you let them ride and let them go. So it's like the Joy, Whimsy, Wonder, the Labyrinth is his kind of like ability to do fairy tale storytelling. And then Dark Crystal's like world building could be the focus of that one, maybe.
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
Then is the 4th a return to Muppet, or is it, and I almost hate to even throw this out, is it the Happy Time Murders?
The Happy Time Murders? I don't even know what that is.
2018 movie starring Melissa McCarthy, where they made a movie where puppets are real and they're getting murdered, and it's gross and stupid and awful. But it was the Jim Henson Company attempting to like step out and do something gritty.
So you're telling me they made Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but it's puppets?
And it's dumb and bad. There is puppet cum in the film.
Yo.
I don't want to do this, but I if we're talking about capturing different things, it is technically fair play. I'm praying you have a better idea.
I think we do Sesame Street Presents Follow That Bird. He's an actor in it. He's actually in it.
Oh.
So, because that's the thing. Like, we've talked about a few that he like he directed Dark Crystal, right? He directed Labyrinth, and he also was a screenwriter for both. But he didn't direct the first Muppet movie. He only produced and acted in it. So we can go through, you know, he was a talented man. Jim Henson was a talented man. So we can do anything. I think we do. We also, if we do Follow That Bird, that is a Sesame Street movie, and Sesame Street is just another classic thing that he created, or like at least helped created. So that could be fun.
Yeah.
My thought was either that
he
or
was
like
Kermit, I think.
He was Kermit.
He is Kermit.
And Ernie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
thought was
to talk about. Sorry.
My thought is either I like the idea Follow That Bird. I actually think that could be a very fun idea. Or if we wanted to do what he created and what did it live to be, I think we could argue watching the Jason Segel movie, The Muppets.
Okay.
Because it's a good movie. There's a lot to talk about. And there's also, we can talk about what is the evolution of the Muppets movie, which is the original one, versus The Muppets, which was a semi-successful relaunch of the Muppets for the modern era, while
And then I have
still
a final
paying
pitch.
homage to the past.
I think we round out the month with the movie Into the Night, a Jeff Goldblum, John Landis, directed by John Landis movie that Jim has a cameo in.
I like that.
So we watch Puppets and Muppets, and then one where he just has a cameo. We don't have to.
Where it's just him, so we can see his face for just a second there.
Actually, he's man on the phone, so we probably don't even see him.
So one interesting thing is that when you look at the Muppets movie from 2011,
Okay.
it is not technically associated with the Jim Henson Company.
Because at that point, Disney had bought the rights to the Muppets as characters.
Yes.
And the Jim Henson Company had kind of moved on and is what it is now, where it's like building essentially like theatrical set pieces,
Right.
and puppets.
So
Yeah, okay.
if we want to be technically accurate to Jim Henson Company, then we can't. If we're just doing his creations, we can.
I think I think sticking to his creations, because like I think even though technically, yes, the Muppets 2011 is not a Jim Henson
Right.
Company movie. It is, you like, if you think of the Muppets and one of your first three thoughts is not Jim Henson,
Right.
you are absolutely in the wrong. Like, that's just how it is.
No, you're right. You're right.
I have an actual pitch now looking at the list of Jim Henson's like create company. They made Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
They did.
And that's supposedly really fucking good. And it's Guillermo.
It's Guillermo.
That's
It is
closer to
Guillermo.
Jim than Into the Night.
Right. Well, and so that is the tricky aspect here of like Jim Henson month. There's an interesting question of, do we do anything in like for the side points that are available, right? If we don't do the Muppets with Jason Segel, but you watch that on the side, does that technically count? I would vote that it does, because it's his property that evolved and did other things. But then it's just like this Pinocchio thing. That's the Jim Henson Company, but Jim Henson had no hand in it, and it wasn't a creation of his in another movie. It's the company he created. So there's a lot of interesting question marks for this month.
Yeah.
And
I feel like will be the most
like
complicated month.
We have like 2 weeks to talk about it and figure it out too.
Are we set on OG Muppets? Okay, Dark Crystal came out before The Labyrinth. I'd kind of want to go in release order if we're doing that. So, Muppets, Dark Crystal, Labyrinth.
Yeah, and then we can figure out the last one probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like those.
Y'all know I'm going to be rewatching The Muppets Wizard of Oz, though.
You know what we don't have to figure out? Our opening and closing theme song, because it's Psychobilly Freak Out by the Reverend Horton Heat of the album Smoke 'em If You Got 'em.
And you do got 'em.
already know.
So smoke 'em.
If you liked this episode and you like Robert Pattinson, give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Give us big old reviews. If you write out a little review for us, we'll give you a big old kiss. Mwah.
Mwah.
We also have YouTube if you want to check us out on there. Junk House Pod is probably the easiest way to find us. Appreciate you.
I'm just going to say it. Email
Say
us. junkhousemmailbox@gmail.com. Do that.
it.
Tell us, actually, you know what? You've got 2 weeks, listeners. Tell us what the fourth Muppet project, the Jim Henson month, what should the fourth project be?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess as we say every freaking week.
Give us your money.
Give us your money.
Don't give us your money. Go see Superman with your money.
Give
Worth
us your
it.
money and then go see Superman. We'll pay for your ticket.
Why'd they give it to us? Cut out the middleman.
It's a psychobilly freakout.